le Nkambule uhambisana na Lihle Dlamini nobabili ke bayasebenzisana ekulungiseni lo msebenzi lona ngilabanye balaba beseyakhulumisana nabo ikakhulukade ngemva kokuthi i-Council ye-Arts and Culture eveni isho ukuthi yona itawusukumisa lihlelo lelitakweni ukuthi ama-events organizers laseveni acale andlule ngakiyo i-Council of Arts and Culture athi ke naseyandlule kiyo kungakhathi angakhona ukuthi atfole imvumo yokuthi angachuba noma ke amakethe imicimbi takwendeka lapha event i-Council of Arts and Culture yayithi ke kwenda lokhu kulandzela ukuthi kuningi lo lesekungasendeki kahle ikakhulukade nasikhulumisa dona tekujabulisa event bantu batshelwe kulokunye ukuthi hawo kuta DJ bani bajabule hawo bagenuke babheke edulu kepha bathi nasebafika lapho kuloyo mcimbi ukhanze ukuthi akasekho DJ bani bese sekuba inkinga abantu sekuyaliwa noma abantu abasakutfoli lokhu labakubhadalele ithi ke i-Council of Arts and Culture yona ifuna kulungisa lesithombe leso ngoba bese sekonakala i-confidence yebantu nasikhulumisa dona tekujabulisa event lakangwane ku affect nayo nale industry but again of course events organizers were not happy with that you are some of the ones that I spoke to
yes.
And you voiced your discontent and your displeasure mainly with this policy. Just give us a bit of some insight. Why would it not be a good idea to actually have such a policy in place?
Well, firstly, good morning. Thanks for having us. We appreciate the opportunity. I think our objective this morning as Swazi Jive Entertainment is to recognize the fact that the ministry and these parastatals like arts and culture are having an open dialogue about a law that's going to affect the youth and all the industry stakeholders. So we really appreciate the fact that there's a platform for the first time in our industry where before a law is passed, we can possibly have
to it.
A conversation, exactly. We're very grateful that our industry is being acknowledged. You know, I think event hosting and planning in this country started by a small group of individuals. Eventually, there were many individuals that saw it as a viable business. And now it's an industry that the government feels they need to step into and regulate. So we're very happy about that. And I think regulating the industry will be important for its growth, but the right type of regulation. I think from Stanley's side, it's not him that's making the law. As far as I'm concerned, I think there's a lot of people. But our job here is to give him a different perspective as to how that law of saying there must be things put in place before events can affect us in a positive manner or in a negative manner. And I think there's a set of questions we want to pose before we can say we're criticizing.
Okay.
Before we can say we're against it.
Okay.
There's information I think the industry hasn't received, which is what's causing the growing concern. Maybe Lihle can get into some of them.
Because you guys, and I think maybe this is exactly why you are here. You have hosted one of the most successful events, especially targeting the youth. And one of the things is this is an industry that really does have to a certain extent an impact on the youth because it's an industry that is run by the youth and is for the youth most of the time. Of course, now, so what are some of these questions that you want answers to before you can actually say it's okay or it's not okay?
Well, some of these questions are basic questions for event organizers because looking at the factors we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis when doing these events, it's questions like what support we will receive if we're getting regulated, if we do start the dialogue with the government, what support will that dialogue bring about, or will it just be regulation, or will we be able to work together in future and make the country shine brighter with all the events?
Okay.
You know, so another one is the expertise and capacity of the regulation board itself. We'd like to know what expertise do the regulators have and who are they, so that we can assess ourselves and maybe also give other information they might need in order to make relevant.
So let's have a dialogue. That's what you say.
Exactly. To add to that point, basically, it will be difficult for someone to say whether Swazi Jive should have an event or not if they are not event professionals themselves.
Of course.
So we want to find out from arts and culture what structures have they put in place to be able to judge whether someone's application is worth approval or not.
Okay.
You know, so that's the scary part where you've had guys like us do events for 10 years, and then you have someone look at a document and go, I don't think this is ready.
Yeah, and this is someone who has never put an event together.
Maybe or maybe not. We
Maybe
don't know.
or maybe not.
Exactly.
Of course.
And investing in events, we have to commit to contracts. Artists are not always available. There's so many dynamics in our industry that require us to be on time. So the timeline for event approvals also hasn't been shared. Will it take a week? Is it a 2-day process? Is it a 3-month process? Because as an event planner, that's going to be very important in scheduling. They're asking for us to submit contracts, proof of payments, which means months before I must have paid all my artists, all my production, all my staff to prove to you that I'm prepared. What if you decline? Does that mean you will then pay me back that money I've paid the artists, the suppliers? So all those questions are what scared us. And I think the immediate reaction was shock. Like, whoa, there can't be a low pass like that.
Okay, let's talk about the first one. You made mention of a low, where you said, what sort of support will you be getting? I mean, if someone is going to be regulating you, and anyway, the mandate of the Arts and Culture Council is to not only regulate but also support and promote, and in fact that's the bigger mandate which surpasses the regulation. Do you as people in the arts industry, people who put together events, feel as though you are getting any form of support from the Arts and Culture Council?
Well, support can come in many different ways. It doesn't have to be monetary, it doesn't have to be resources, it could be contacts, and it could be information dissemination, platforms like that. So there are some ways in which we can work together, but we do feel there's a vacuum which we need to fill, which can propel us.
By
further.
Vacuum, you mean that right now you're not
getting support.
There's a lack of support,
that I think event organizers, even artists, have been very vocal about. And we I think for us it's less about us being here to point out the lack of support, but offer our services. Like, how can experienced event planners like ourselves support the government in regulating the industry? How can we use our expertise to help further push his mandate, because he's doing his job, and I think at the end of the day he wants a positive outcome. There has been issues in the industry where no matter how big the Hypnotic Festival is, no matter how big Bushfire is, we have other events that promise artists and they don't come, and it affects our credibility as an industry.
Let's talk about that one, because it is a legitimate concern that the Arts and Culture Council has. And not only are we seeing, artists and events organizers, there's showdowns that we're seeing on the local media, but now it's actually gotten to an extent where it's actually now physical. Recently, just over 2 weeks ago, Zwakhe, who had put together an event, was assaulted because apparently he did not pay some of his entertainers. Of course, the issue is being debated in court because she says that sort of situation. So we're not necessarily going to get into the merits of that. But let's talk about the industry itself and how this is affecting it when things get physical.
I think one of the things Lihle and I spoke about before we got here was that event regulation will act as a form of consumer protection. It will increase the confidence of the consumer that actually this person is putting on a show, and someone else, an external party, a third party, has checked all the logistics that the average event planner may neglect, like going to the police, going to the fire station, hiring security companies, and ensuring that you have a safe event. An external party that sometimes some event planners do need someone to follow up on their contracts, make sure artists are on their way, as hospitality sorted.
Maybe you guys have been doing that. But maybe you guys have been doing that.
Yes.
And I don't know to what extent. Obviously, I've never actually attended any of the hypnotic events because it's for a specific group of people, and honestly,
understandably
I'm way older. But anyway, but do you not feel like you said, Sakhile, right now, that maybe there should be some sort of regulation to make sure, because there's so many other people, in fact, there are more events organizers that have failed to do these things than there are those who have actually continuously made sure that artists are paid on time, and we don't see any rants after the event, or that there's enough adequate security for for revelers to feel safe when they're at events and stuff like that.
These regulations, as he did mention, can serve as a vehicle to prompt those less experienced event organizers, promoters, that, hey, did you remember this process? Did you remember to do that? Because as you're doing these handing in these documents, you can notice that, okay, I didn't hand in this and that, so I'm missing this and that from my event. So this can help minimize all those events that don't go well, because the problems that maybe an experienced board can identify to say, okay, that's a problem you need to solve right now. So
so in essence, what is it that you are disagreeing with in as far as this policy is concerned? Because at the end of the day, you are actually saying that such legislation or regulation could actually help the industry, and there's a need for it.
Look, like any business, there's too many dynamics, and what we are disagreeing with are laws and rules being passed that will affect the youth, the industry stakeholders, without a conversation, without the dialogue. And we want to give a person as important as Stanley the benefit of the doubt. He may have been misquoted in the newspapers. He may have made an example of things they're thinking about. These laws haven't been drafted. They haven't been presented to cabinet. It's not a law yet. But I think it was in the media prematurely, which shocked the industry, and it was now something I was forced to address. So obviously our first reaction was, there's no way, and I think that's the stage everyone is at. And after putting much thought into it and understanding the position we're in as industry leaders, we thought, why would someone in his position want to do this? We have to be honest with ourselves that 90% of the other event organizers maybe aren't working at the level they're supposed to be working at, and we've also suffered because of the lack of confidence in our industry. We have lost
because it
sponsorships.
affects you as you are.
So there are people who want to invest in our industry. They want to use it as a marketing vehicle, that don't trust that you as a promoter will get the job done. So even someone, even a company as reputable as Swazi
simply
Jive,
because of the precedents
because of another event and someone else, you'll go to company X and they'll be like, unfortunately, we're not sponsoring events right now because events Kaya or Eswatini right now aren't something we trust, or how do we know that there'll be good publicity? How do
so your biggest concern is mainly being consulted and being engaged as stakeholders, because at the end of the day, this is regulation that will affect you and the way that you work. Therefore, you feel that you should have been involved in the drafting process.
We want to be involved from this point forward. We can't complain about what has happened. From this point onwards, we are offering ourselves as a service to say, we have trained. Last year we had over 300 students for the Hypnotic Festival. 150 of them were coming from Limpopo. That knowledge on how to train people to run events could help the next budding event planner. Whether it's conferences, whether it's summits, whether it's workshops while we're hosting events. Those are actionable things that could be done by a private organization that could help push the mandate of regulating the industry and growing it.
I know this is not what we're talking about, but we only have 2 minutes, and I think we've thrashed the issue. I'll put you guys on the spot now.
No problem.
Hypnotic, what's happening?
I
know, because you there's a bit of confusion. Not necessarily that there's confusion, but there was a point in time where you said that was the last one that you held this year. From the horse's mouth now, I'm putting you guys.
The horse's mouth is right here.
Yeah.
Look, as a company, we will continue to invest in events in the kingdom. Because we believe they can drive economic development and create creative spaces where people can express themselves and create active participants in the economy through arts and culture.
So no matter the scale of the event, whether it's a small event, whether it's a large event, those are the decisions we're currently making now. We know people love Hypnotic. We would love to keep it in the country, but these are the conversations we were hoping would start as a result of us shutting it down. And we are on the right track. It's made everyone more conscious about our industry, our space, because as we continue winning, people don't realize how many problems our industry has. So us shutting it down has resulted to these moments where government must step in and regulate.
All right, thank you very much. interesting discussion we've had with you guys. All right, mbukeli besikhulumisana lapha na Sakhile Nkambule uhambisana lapha na Low Dlamini ba kanye ku Jive Entertainment bebachuba ke umsebenzi wehypnotic lese siva ngale diploma ke purpose vele sivile ukuthi ayiseko ngoba ke bathi abageme kuchuba imicimbi lapha evilangwane babatawubukana netinye inhlangothi sitawuthi ke nasibuya ekhefini mbukele sikhulume yona lendzaba kepha ke sesiyikhulumisa nayo iCouncil of Arts and Culture sikhulumisana nayo umphathi wayo iCouncil lokungu Stanley Dlamini kutawuphendvula kuleminye ya kulokunye kuvetwa ngabo labachuba imicimbi yeveni kuthi ngabe sisebenza kanjani sichubeka siyembili ngoba egcineni ngathi bonke bafuna indvo yinye ukuthi kwendeke tindvo ngendlela asathi ikhefu siyabuya Kusile good morning.
This weekend, Eswatini is back with a different tune and a different vibe. We bring you the hottest music videos, and you can catch up on live in-studio interviews with your favorite celebrities. We've also got highlights of previous high-end events in and around Eswatini. Join us live on social media and call in to send your shout-outs. Catch This Weekend Eswatini every Friday at 5:30 p.m. live on Eswatini TV.
Swaziland's #1 travel and lifestyle magazine show that showcases and promotes domestic tourism. We explore the beauty of the mountainous kingdom, celebrate our heritage, culture, traditions, and experience tasty indigenous dishes that make Swaziland unique. Take a journey with us every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. as we unveil the majestic kingdom of Eswatini.
Sasiphinde sibile ehleleni Kusile Breakfast Show singibule namlo sanza kusivulela njengoba besikhulumisana lapha nawo event organizers sasivele sinaye lapha umphathi wayo inhlangano yamakhono nemasiko eSwatini National Council of Arts and Culture kutophimvula leyo mibuto leyo event organizers lenawo udakhumuleke ukuthi yona inhlangano uyakubeka ebaleni ukuthi mangabe loyo lofuna ku-organize i-event kumele ahlole kucala yona inhlangano ukuthola imvume yekuchubeka naloyo msebenzi sikhulumisana naye lapha Stanley Dlamini kuvaka abantu ukuthi ngabe vele mhlambe ngimaphi lama processes event organizers kumele awalandzele ngaphambi kokuthi achubeke neku-organizer festivals ke imicimbi. Kusele good morning and welcome to the show Mr. Dlamini. Sikumukele ehleleni semuthuva kahle namhla ekseni. Kubuda nje mhlambe ukuthi ingabe nje sibutela wona ama-event organizers ukuthi naku vele so ufuna ku-organizer umcimbi ukuthi what is the first thing i-organizer kumele ukuthi iyende naseyita kini kwi-ENCAC?
Siyabonga Tsatswethu siphinde sivusele nasezivele. Umuntu weqala nje ngaba kuthumisa le debate ku events noma ke festival setup. Lokwena ukuthi sikudumise lokuthi sine sithi ema-festivals noma ke le sector lesikuyo sekuthatha isikhathi lokuthi ingabe professionalized. So lama debates aletha almost everyone even kokuthi abona ukuthi it is now a profession that needs to be treated that way. Lokusho ukuthi noma ngaba uyithatha serious lama debates enda ukuthi umuntu ayithathe serious noma ngangibani. Having said that ke kumqoka nalo ukuthi in any debate lesingena kuyo kufuthi bese siyabokoza is it a debate or an argument. I'm sure this one is rolling nice into a debate.
Yeah.
Lokusho ukuthi ke ngile quality yale debate le nda ukuthi noma ngangumuntu ukupheven abone ukuthi kumgcoka ukuthi lokho sikukhulumise siphinde ke abone lokuthi sekuyi profession ngithi angisho lokho bese ngikushito lokho sinel form ka arts and culture i-events organizer kwekuthi nje icele liform efike licwabise leli form liyasho nje ukuthi ligama lale event kuthiwa yini libito la events organizer ngubani i-event iplaniwe ukuthi ibe kuphi mhla kabani i-event iplana ukuthi ibe nama-artist langanani without nasalicwabisile tikhona le tinto lekufuna bese suyat-attacha kule event I mean kuleli form nakalibuyisa lokusho ukuthi njengoba kuleli form kusayithwa ivenue kufuna ukuthi ungathi na uthi event yakho itaba semavuso ukhanza ukuthi kude either i-confirmation from SIPA or management yasemavuso bese kuthi kwesibili nalama artist lokufuta ukuthi abe kule event kufuna kube nalama contracts kuze ukuthi kudoubt na uqala kumemetela ishow ngalokuthi ivenue
konke sekuconfirmiwe
sekuvunyelwe kungendeki lokumemetela into lengekho.
Okay, but wona lama event organizers ngosi ngaphambi kokuthi nibeke baleni lokuthi vele ufune bathole approval bayadi imvele ngayo le bill lena bayakwadi imvele ukuthi kumele ubaqale kini icala ni inhlangano ngaphambi kokuthi bachubeke nama events abo nihle nibakhumbuta yini bayakwadi imvele lokho.
Yes, kungaba ngilombuto loyo locishe lomqoka kakhulu ngoba kuka two one non drafter ema regulations litsinza stakeholder lokusho ukuthi nangikhumbula kahle 3-4 years ago sawa draft ema regulations sasina sawa draft sabita i-council ngibobonga lababukele ema associations ngekuhlukahlukana I think utawukhumbula ukuthi saphenze sawa presenter kulesinye stakeholder les outside the association ema associations besise House on Fire where we did the presentation but ke kubuyela kule ungazothi sentana embidlana kakhulu kuthi kulomnyaka lophelile noma kuloya lofile i-cabinet noma ke i-parliament yasiphasisela umthetho we-IPR lo mthetho we-IPR nguwo lo sobita ukuthi minister shall draw regulations to help regulate and manage the sector. Lokusho ukuthi i-sector ka-art yinkulu kakhulu asengibekise nje ukuthi you need i-regulation yema-festivals but you also need i-regulation yekubhadalwa kwama-royalties ukuthi ngabe ama-royalties abhadalwa kanjani ngiphi le formula letawusenyediswa lokusho ukuthi lala siva khona ukuthi umthetho uthi akwenzeki na then you need to draw regulations specifically for that. So lesikwendako nyalo ngilokuthinzitha le draft lebesiyendile because besende i-draft before kube nemthetho. I-policy was saying this industry should be regulated. But you see, policy gives a directive statement, but it's not punitive. Lokusho ukuthi nangabe umuntu sekakonile ke lokudaba sombopha ngamopha umthetho. But nyalo sesila ekutheni ukhona lo mthetho. Asesibhebekela ama regulations. Lokusho ukuthi ngilesinye ke stage lekufuna sisende ke nyalo. Lele sithi thatha ke lama regulations before wamikise cabinet. Before aye nase parliament kufute aye ku stakeholder ayophasiswa khona like tseni ma stakeholders kufuna nawo afaka umuvo ukuthi yini mehluko emkhathini we-event ne-festival.
Okay.
Ngubani lekufuna organize i-festival ngoba kukhona abantu which we need to appreciate ukuthi kukhona abantu ba-organize my-festival very nice festivals in the country but again kukhona abantu lo ade ukuthi yathi festival yaminyetelwa nguzibani bani kukhona nje lokho wrong lokutaba khona either le artist excuse me either la artist lo wabona kule poster ngeke abe khona nale venue tawushintsha at the last hardly so I'm saying lama regulations kufute afinyelele la ku stakeholder ekutheni stakeholders ona sithini kuze ukuthi stasina swathwala swamixa cabinet umbuto weqala le ubutako lo ukuthi ngabe ema stakeholders athini so kufute ukuthi now mixa le regulation nalama comments alama stakeholders abe attached so that le mibuto leyo iphenduleke kule tigaba lekufute ukuthi lama regulations ahambe
no yeva kaloku ukuda nje nkonsi ukuthi ngabe vele mhlawumbe noma ngabe nje mhlawumbe ngi-individual organizer nje event nyana lencane compared to someone lohlala a host event leba annually kuthi ngabe vele nami uphocelekile yena ukuthi ahambe ayo register with inhlangano yamakhono namasiko noma mhlawumbe yena nidam excuse ngokuthi hayi no vele siyayadi event yakhe ihlale I host annually and ihlale ba successful but mina la ngi-individual ngiyafika kule industry ngifuna ukuhosta ngenda kanjani nami ngiphoceleke ukuthi ngi-register and ngi-comply nawo umthetho.
Yes, mhlambe kwekucala ngaba ngilokuhlukanisa i-festival ne-event. I think lama regulations are more into festivals than my events. I-bridal shower yakho noma i-baby shower ngeke bese sesithi hamba uyicelela athi
igigi ngifuna igigi nje
so
le
now ukhuluma nge-festival umehla umkhathi no-event ne-festival i-festival ifake ama-artists lamaneni lokusho ukuthi once waba ne-festival lapho waba ne-event lapho kutaba nama-artists lamaneni khona utawubhadalisa khona kudzingeka kube ne-certain capacities so ngiko la sithi khona lapho-ke kufute ukuthi bese loyo event organizer so approach office for i-approval but kule khonyana ngilakusho khona-ke ukuthi one siyakuhlukanisa indlela ukuthi yini mehluko emkhathini ne-event ne-festival bese kuthi kwesibili le draft regulation lekhona ithi onke lama festival organizers kufuna be accredited lokuthi accredited to the council noma ke sibe ne-instrument ekuba accredit uteka kahle nje nawuteka ukuthi kukhona vele labakhona laba organizer my festivals so ngeke uba subjected to the same screening yalaba but kukhona lo lofuna baconforme kuka sengibekise nje ukuthi kule regulation ekuthiwa lama draft regulations kuthiwa kufute ukuthi nawufika ku festival noma ke kule lineup ye festival kube nale issue ye local representation and international representation ukuthi bangaki bakangwane bangaki bekhamba bese uyendlula ubuka nale remuneration yabo ukuthi ihamba njani ithini in favor of the local artists versus international artists so ke ngile tinshwana leto lokufuka uthi ke wena ngabe vele every other year kufuna bendlule lapha yes to check the issues of conformity ukuthi ngabe vele local representation versus international representation kuhamba kahle yini two kunale issue ukuthi utawubona le list yalama artists ubona ukuthi mhlambe le event lena ngeke uyifake amavuso because these are powerful artists yini angabuke ebigger space ngoba letinye talent indofuna ukuthi check ngokuthi ngabe ama chances estamping lapha athini ngabe i-crowding ngabe i-congestion whether it's parking noma ke ngilaba la revelers the fans so ngiko lo ngazothi le tinto letu kufuthi uthi check cishe sonke nesikhathi nale timing ke ukuthi sine silive ngabe ikhona i-event le ngikuthi ungayibeka yini ngasomhlobo ngoba sikhathi sengcwala ngabe i-event le ngikuthi ungayibeka yini ngoba kusuka kungasikhathi nasevele so ngiyabekisa nje so sizama chaza ukuthi ngileti into leto lokuchecka ukuthi i-venue kahle yini timing yale event kahle yini
into kanjalo ya ngenxa yesikhathi inkosi kumele sijube lapha inkulumo efesemba ukuthi sitawusithola esinye isikhathi siyicube ngoba diningi letinto kumele sikhulume sisiba kakhulu inkosi ya mbukeli only 3 minutes left to shayela time sikhulumisana naye lapha Stanley Dlamini longuye umphathi wayenhlangano yamakhono nemasiko uyacacisa lapha indzaba ye event organizers noma ama festival organizers ukuthi kubalekile ukuthi bahambe bayobhalisa naye inhlangano kucala ngaphambi kokuthi bachube beke neku organizer leyo micimbi leyo asasakefuna sibuyazivala lihlelo Kusile. Good morning.
This weekend, Eswatini is back with a different tune and a different vibe. We bring you the hottest music videos, and you can catch up on live in-studio interviews with your favorite celebrities. We've also got highlights of previous high-end events in and around Eswatini. Join us live on social media and call in to send your shout-outs. Catch This Weekend Eswatini every Friday at 5:30 p.m. live on Eswatini TV.
All right, interesting discussion we've had there with events organizers as well as the Eswatini National Council of Arts and Culture. Basically, it would seem both are working towards the same thing.